Good morning. Just wanted to take you on a walk around the park today. Talk a little bit about this new podcast that we're putting together. Haven't figured out the platform yet, but hopefully it'll be available wherever you listen to your podcasts or watch your videos. So really my goal, and it's something that I do for my kids and my niece and my nephews, is kind of offer you some hopefully helpful, unsolicited advice. Emphasis on unsolicited, to really kind of teach a little bit about what I've learned through my life and help you, not make the same mistakes that I made. Of course, you'll probably make some of your own mistakes, but hopefully if you learn from others' mistakes, it helps you avoid your own mistakes. And I spend a lot of time reading biographies, reading other information that's important to having a successful life. And hopefully I could share some of that knowledge base with you. It's my goal to help you and to give back a little bit, and give back to this community and to all of you, and hopefully help you have a more productive life. Life's not easy, but hopefully if we help each other and we try to help each other's neighbors, then the world becomes maybe a little bit easier. So, from time to time I'll take you on a little walk around the park and talk a little bit about some things that I found interesting. And one of the biggest things I found the most interesting in the last 10 or 20 years of my life is how I missed the boat, and how certain people think about things like finances and money, and how those thoughts really disable their ability to be successful. Hopefully we can learn some of that together and help you not make those mistakes. If you're in your teens or 20s or even your 30s or your 40s or even in your 50s or 60s, people are making these kinds of mistakes every day, and what they're doing is they're, plainly speaking, missing the boat. They're working hard. I think most people are working harder today than they've ever worked in their lives. And they may be making more money than they ever made in their lives. But most people, and the literature does support this, are living paycheck to paycheck. Most people are barely making it through the month, barely making the rent, barely surviving. And that's not at all where I want you to be as you enter your next decade of your life. A lot of this is believing in yourself. A lot of this is beginning to understand the risks of investing. And a lot of it is being happy with who you are. And that's not easy for a lot of people. A lot of people get up, look in the mirror in the morning, and hate themselves. And that's sad. And I hope we can work together and I can help you see really how great you are, and how wonderful you are, and how strong you are, and how you hold the key to unlock the tremendous power that every human being holds within them. Don't get caught up in all the mass media, social media nonsense. The FML, the I hate my life, to this, that, and the other thing. This is, there used to be a show on TV when I was younger called One Day at a Time. And the song of this show would say, "This is life, the one you get to go and have a ball." And it's true. It is so true. There's so many things that we'd like to do, but we often say, "I don't have the money to do that. Where am I supposed to get the money? I'm already broke. I'm barely making my rent. I'm living to pay my mortgage." And we hear this time and time again. I'm not a financial professional, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I have learned some things. So I'm just a random guy on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this, and I hope that I can help you better understand things. Life is complicated, and hopefully together we can make it a little simpler. So, my little walk around the park here on a beautiful Friday morning leading into afternoon will hopefully give us some time together to learn what's going on and how we might be able to fix it. So I know a lot of people are afraid of success. A lot of people are afraid of financial markets. A lot of us never learned anything in school about what to do with the money that we earn. We never learned anything in school, and I went to a lot of school, guys. I went to a lot of school. Many, many years of school. High school, college, professional school, really ridiculous amount of school. And I have to tell you, you live here in the greatest country on earth, if you're listening to this from the USA. If you're not, I'm sure some of you have thought about coming here and taking advantage of what is perhaps the best economy the world has ever seen for hundreds of years. And if you're not invested in the stock market or the bond market or real estate or anything for that matter, through your retirement plan, through your pension plan, through your 401k, your 403b, your 403a, or you're just not invested through a brokerage account, Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, if you don't own any mutual funds or any stocks for that matter, you're missing out on the American dream. That is how you get enfranchised. That is how you get to become part of this great American experience. The great American experiment has been capitalism in a democratic republic, where we can take money that we earn, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a W-2 employee, you take that money that you earn, you take the money perhaps that your company's giving you in your retirement plan, and you invest it. And how do I invest it? I don't know how to invest things. They never taught me that in high school. They didn't teach me anything. They didn't even teach me how to balance my checkbook. You have to wonder, how am I going to learn this stuff? Well, hopefully podcasts like this can help you learn a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit about those things as I understand them. But remember, I'm a random guy on YouTube, and I'm not giving you any financial advice because I'm not qualified to give you any financial advice. I could give you some information that's kind of publicly out there that you could learn on any platform, but you need to dedicate yourself to learning this stuff. And there are many things, many sites out there where you can learn all about how to invest your money. If you work at a job that has a retirement plan, I'm sure the company that retirement plan invests with, usually it's things like Fidelity, TIAA. If you work for a school, perhaps it's Schwab or Vanguard. When you go on their site to check your accounts, you will find tons of videos and reading material explaining to you just what all this excitement is about. And here's where it gets exciting. So most retirement plans and most jobs, you take a little bit of your money that you earn. You're working so hard. You take a little bit of your money out of your paycheck before the government gets to it. Pre-tax. You take that money out and you put it into an investment vehicle. Let's say your company uses Fidelity. And then you take that money that goes into Fidelity and you invest it in things that are broadly diversified. Things like you've probably heard people talk about the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the 508 biggest companies in the United States. These are the most successful publicly traded companies. And when you invest in an S&P index fund, you're buying a little piece of 508 companies. You're now an owner of the American dream. The S&P 500 has grown at an average of 10% a year since its inception. So for almost 100 years, the S&P has been growing at an average of 10% a year. That means if you put in $1,000, next year this time, probably on average in most years, you'll have $1,100. And what did you do to earn that $100? Nothing. It's called passive income. You invested the money, they went to the stock market, bought those 508 companies for you, and they sat it there in your account. Hopefully, they didn't charge you a lot of money to do that investing for you. And that's the reason why you use companies like Fidelity or Vanguard, because they have very low fees that won't erode your growth. But let's get back to that in a minute. You take that money out of your paycheck. Let's say you take $100 out of your paycheck. Your taxable income for Uncle Sam now goes down by that amount of money. So if you made $1,000 this week, you take that $100 out to invest it in your retirement plan. Usually they're called 401ks. Some of you may have 403as or 403bs, but you invest it into those things. It's pre-tax money. So your taxable income went from being $1,000 to now being $900. So most people are paying 15% of their income in taxes. So rather than paying $150 in tax, you're paying 15% of $900, which is less than the $150. I can't do the math in my head. I didn't say this was going to be a math channel. But you understand, right? You're only paying taxes on $900. Yet you're keeping that $100. It's your money. You're then giving it into the company that does the investment for your retirement plan. And you're saying to them, hey, I want you to buy some S&P 500 index fund for me. And you set all that up, and then it happens automatically every paycheck. And you never even have to think about it. Because you know what? The goal in your financial life is to become an investor, not a trader. I think 99% of us are not going to be thinking, oh my God, I have to buy Nvidia. Oh my God, I'm going to buy some Google stock tomorrow. Look what happened to my Apple stock. No, you're going to buy the 508 biggest companies in America. You're going to set it and you're going to forget it. And you're going to come back to that as you invest that money over time. You're going to come back to that in 20, 30, 40 some odd years. And you're going to realize what Ben Franklin taught us hundreds of years ago, that one of the greatest miracles on earth is called compounding interest. And that will make you a millionaire. It's simple. The other great benefit of these retirement plans is that many companies have what's called discretionary funding of your retirement plan, which means the company you work for will look at the amount of money that you invested in your retirement plan and match some of that. Some of them will match 5% of it, 5% of your salary. Some of it will match 8% of your salary. Think about that for a minute. That's free money that you're earning. So if your company's going to match 5%, you make $1,000, you put $100 in there. The company then puts $50 in there for you, 5% of your salary. That's $50 that you otherwise would not have earned. If you did not open up your pension plan at your job, you need to call your benefits people right now at your job and say this simply: hi, do we have a retirement plan here? How do I actively participate in it? I will guarantee you they will welcome you, because they want you to be part of that. They want you to be part of their retirement plan. And then that opens up this avenue for them to match your funds. Not every company does that. Some companies just, it's just the money that you put in there and that's that. But it's your money. You have to see at what point they vest you, which means that they give you complete ownership of all the money. The great thing about 401ks, 403bs, whatever they are at your job, is that they sit there and they grow tax-free. Tax-free. So let's think about this. You took the money out of your taxable income, okay? Your taxes you owe to Uncle Sam went down. You invested it. It's growing at 10% a year, tax-free. So you just saved money twice on taxes. Plus, the company gave you some more money, tax-free. That will now grow tax-free. There are a couple of goals in life. I think the first goal is to be healthy and live a long, productive life. Second goal, love your neighbor. Third goal, pay as few taxes as possible. Simple. Live a long, healthy life. Take good care of yourself, mentally, physically, diet-wise, exercise. I'm walking around in the park today. Why? Well, I learned I have some calcium deposits in my coronary arteries. And though I don't have any blockages, I think we need to be exercising more. We need to make sure that our heart is able to function efficiently and effectively. That idea of getting up in the morning and looking in the mirror and voicing to yourself, although it sounds kind of silly, voicing to yourself that you like yourself, that you're good at what you do, that today is the first day of the rest of your life. It seems kind of hokey, but it works, and it helps your mental fitness, and it helps keep you strong. And a strong body, strong mind is what you owe to yourself. It's what you owe to your family. It's what you owe to the people that you work with, to the people that are your friends. So, a little bit of simple advice. Call your human resources or benefits department. Ask them, hey, do we have a retirement plan here? And if so, how do I get to actively participate in it? You set all that up. Sometimes there's a form, or you need to go online and do something. Other times you got to go in there and fill out a form. But irregardless, begin to take that money out pre-tax. The great thing about that is that your taxes go down and your take-home pay probably will not change. So some of you are thinking right now, I need every penny that I make every week that I take home to pay my rent and to pay my car off and to pay for my daughter's Gucci belt and to buy a new iPhone and do all this other stupid stuff that people keep doing that are bankrupting them and keeping them poor. When you take money out pre-tax, the amount of taxes you owe on that money goes down, And chances are your take-home pay will not change. What will change is that you now become an investor and are planning for your retirement at 65 years old. And you're watching that money grow over time, tax-free. This is the American dream. This is what it's really all about. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get back together again soon. Talk more about these topics. If you like these topics, put a comment on there and let me know. Thank you. Have a good one.